Well, folks, today I wanted to talk about something mystical. Is it mystical or scientific? I really don't know. The idea of immortality. That's kind of mystical and scientific, right? So I was thinking, what would it be like to be a human being if you're immortal? And what's really interesting about that is that everything that defines us now is because of our mortality. So it's kind of weird because you probably think, well, what do you mean, Tony? Well, let's say you're a doctor or a lawyer or an architect, whatever you are. We are really defined by what we do. You know, when somebody asks, well, what do you do? Well, I'm a doctor, I'm an architect, I'm a plumber, I'm a math teacher, right? But if you were immortal, there's no way those things, we would not identify people as, hey, what do you do? Because you would be like, what do you mean, what do I do? I'm immortal, I'm going to live for eternity. I do everything, right? So because we're mortal, you could only really be like one thing, maybe two or three, but it's hard to do a lot of things. So since you're mortal, you're going to become a doctor. But if you were immortal, you would not just be a doctor, right? Because imagine this, if you were immortal, right, and you're a doctor, how many years do you really think you want to be a doctor for before you'd want to just blow your brains out, even though you can't die? Can you die? Can you blow your brains out and die? I don't know how immortality works. But the idea is, eventually, you would probably get bored of being a doctor and you'd want to try something else, right? Because let's say even if you were a doctor for 1,000 years, compared to being immortal, that's not a lot of time. So eventually you'd probably want a new challenge, right? Because you don't want to be a doctor for all of eternity. So you'd be a doctor for like 1,000 years and then you'd want a new challenge and then you would become a family doctor. Well, that's still kind of a doctor. That's the only thing I can think of. Going from doctor to family doctor. Not a good example. You know what I mean. Just pick another profession. You can be a drywall installer. Yeah, you could install That'd be weird going from being a doctor to installing drywall. I don't know why you would do that. It's horrible. I guess you'd have to move up. So an astronaut. Okay, so you're a doctor, you got bored of that, and then you become an astronaut, right? Then eventually you'd get bored of being an astronaut. Then what the hell do you do? What's the move up past astronaut? What the hell is past astronaut? Is there a profession past astronaut? Is that the end game? Just being an astronaut? What the hell? This video is completely fucked up. What do you do if you're immortal and then you become an astronaut? Where do you go after that? Okay, I guess what you do after that is you become an ambassador of Earth because you're going to travel through other colonies. Yeah, so you're an ambassador of Earth. That makes sense. Jesus Christ, these videos are confusing. Okay, so you're immortal, you're an ambassador flying through galaxies, and you introduce people to the lifestyle of Earth, like you're just a part of the Earth colony. Okay. Is there anything past that if you get bored of that job? You can do something creative, like you can become a musician, right? Okay, so you can kind of like go around. What was the point of this video? The point of this video was that if you were immortal, you wouldn't be defined by the career that you have. That's all I've been saying this whole time. That's the reason I made this video. So the idea is now when we meet somebody, go, so what do you do? I'm a doctor. Well, if you were immortal and nobody would ever ask you, what do you do? Because you'd be like, well, I've done everything, you idiot. And that's the point of this video, that if we were immortal, we would stop asking each other, so what do you do? Because we'd be doing everything. And that's it. That was the whole point of this video. So have a good day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.